If you have a case in immigration court right now, stop what you are doing and watch this. The U.S. government has fired immigration judges. Courts are being disrupted, and three specific groups of immigrants are now facing serious risk of delays, dismissals, or worse outcomes in their cases. This is not a rumor. This is happening right now. And if you or someone you love has a pending immigration court date, you need to know what this means for you. Welcome back to Immigration Radar USA, the channel where we break down complex U.S. immigration news into clear, simple English, so that you and your family can stay informed and stay protected. I'm your host, and today we are covering one of the most significant disruptions to the U.S. immigration court system in recent memory. Over the past several months, the Department of Justice, which oversees the Executive Office for Immigration Review, also known as EOIR, has taken sweeping action inside immigration courts. This includes the termination or reassignment of immigration judges, changes to how cases are being prioritized, and growing backlogs that are directly affecting real people with real cases. Everything we share on this channel is based on official government sources, credible legal reporting, and public announcements from agencies like EOIR, DOJ, and USCIS. Now, let's get into exactly what happened, why it happened, and most importantly, what it means for you. What happened? Let's start with the facts. The Executive Office for Immigration Review, the agency that manages all U.S. immigration courts, has been at the center of a major shakeup under the current administration. Reports confirmed that a number of immigration judges were removed from their positions. Some were fired outright. Others were placed on administrative leave or reassigned. In some cases, judges who had been handling long-standing dockets, meaning their assigned list of court cases, were suddenly gone. Now here is something very important for you to understand. Unlike regular federal judges, immigration judges are not independent judges. They are actually employees of the Department of Justice. That means the Attorney General has the legal authority to hire them, fire them, and even overrule their decisions. This is not new, but the scale of what is happening right now is drawing serious attention from immigration attorneys, legal organizations, and advocates across the country. Why did this happen? The current administration has made enforcement and immigration court efficiency a top priority. Officials have stated that the goal is to clear the immigration court backlog faster and to ensure that judges are ruling in alignment with administration policy. As of recent reports, the U.S. immigration court backlog sits at over 3.5 million pending cases. That is an extraordinary number. And the administration has argued that part of the problem is how certain judges were managing their dockets. There have also been reports of tension between some immigration judges, particularly those affiliated with the National Association of Immigration Judges, and DOJ leadership over issues of judicial independence, due process, and case management rules. The administration has moved to decertify the Immigration Judges Union, which previously gave judges a platform to push back on policy changes. With the union under pressure, individual judges have had far less protection from removal. When did this start? And where do things stand now? These changes began accelerating in early 2025 and have continued into 2026. Court locations across the country, including high-volume cities like New York, Los Angeles, Chicago, Miami, and Houston, have been affected by judge shortages, reassignments, and scheduling chaos. Some immigration courts have had to cancel or postpone hundreds of hearings because there simply are not enough judges to hear the cases. In other courts, cases that were scheduled years in advance are now being pushed back even further. Now, let's talk about the three groups of immigrants who are most directly at risk because of these changes. If you fall into one of these groups, please pay very close attention. Group 1. Asylum seekers with pending court dates. If you applied for asylum and you are waiting for your court hearing, you are in one of the most vulnerable positions right now. Here is why. Asylum cases depend heavily on which judge hears your case. Different judges have very different approval rates, and that is a documented fact. Some immigration courts approve asylum cases at a much higher rate than others. When judges are fired or reassigned, your case may be transferred to a completely different judge, one who may have a very different approach to asylum claims. You may not be notified quickly, your attorney may not be notified quickly, And in some cases, people have missed rescheduled hearings simply because the notice never reached them in time. What you should do: contact your immigration attorney immediately and confirm your current court date through the EOIR Automated Case Status Hotline at 1-800-898-7180, or check online at www.justice.gov/EOIR. Do not assume your old court date is still valid. Group 2. Immigrants in Removal Proceedings. If you received a notice to appear, what is called an NTA, and you are currently in removal proceedings, the current court disruptions can affect you in two very different ways, and both carry serious risk. Risk number 1. Your case gets delayed even further. This sounds like good news, but it is not always. Long delays mean years of legal uncertainty, difficulty getting work authorization renewed, and family separation continuing with no resolution. Risk number 2, and this is the more dangerous one. The administration has been pushing for faster removals. There are active efforts to fast-track certain removal cases, particularly for individuals with criminal history, prior orders of removal, or those who entered without authorization recently. If your case is being fast-tracked, you may have less time to prepare, less time to gather evidence, and less access to a judge who will give your case careful consideration. What you should do: if you are in removal proceedings, you must have legal representation. This is not the time to represent yourself. Reach out to a licensed immigration attorney or a Board of Immigration Appeals accredited representative as soon as possible. Group 3. Immigrants with long pending cases already in the backlog. This third group is the largest, and in many ways, the most forgotten. There are millions of people who have been waiting 3, 5, 7, even 10 years for their immigration court case to be resolved. These are people who followed the rules, showed up to every hearing, and are simply waiting in a system that has been overwhelmed for years. For this group, the firing of immigration judges and the ongoing court disruption means one thing above all else: more waiting. But here is the additional danger. When court schedules are disrupted and cases are reassigned, administrative errors increase. We are talking about cases being accidentally closed, notices being sent to the wrong address, and hearing dates being assigned without proper notification. If a person misses a court hearing, even if it was not their fault, an immigration judge can issue what is called an In Absentia removal order. This means you can be ordered removed from the United States simply for not showing up to a hearing you did not know about. In Absentia orders are extremely difficult to reopen. They can affect your ability to ever get legal status in the future. And they are happening to real people right now because of administrative chaos in the courts. What you should do? Update your address with EOIR immediately using Form EOIR 33. Make sure your attorney of record is current, and check your case status regularly. Do not wait for a notice to come to you. Let's step back and look at the bigger picture. What we are witnessing is a fundamental shift in how the U.S. immigration court system operates. Courts that were already struggling under a backlog of millions of cases are now dealing with fewer judges, more political pressure, and faster-moving enforcement priorities. For immigrants, this means the system that was already difficult to navigate has become even more unpredictable. Legal experts and immigration advocacy organizations have raised serious concerns about due process. The legal right that every person in the United States, regardless of immigration status, has to a fair hearing before a neutral judge. When judges are removed for political reasons, and when cases are fast-tracked without adequate preparation time, that due process can be compromised. It is also worth noting that immigration attorneys across the country are reporting increased difficulty getting timely information from courts, more frequent scheduling errors, and a general sense of institutional instability. This does not mean that all hope is lost. The immigration court system, despite its problems, is still functioning. People are still winning their cases. Judges, even under pressure, are still making individual decisions on the facts before them. And legal representation remains the single most powerful tool any immigrant can have in this environment. Let's bring it all together. Here is what you need to remember from today's video. Number 1, immigration judges have been fired and reassigned across the country. This is causing real disruption in courts from New York to Los Angeles. Number 2, 3 groups are most at risk right now: asylum seekers with pending cases, immigrants in removal proceedings, and people already stuck in the long backlog. Number 3, the most dangerous immediate risk is missing a court hearing due to rescheduling errors. An in absentia removal order can derail your entire case. Number 4, the single most important thing you can do right now is verify your court date, update your address with EOIR, and make sure you have qualified legal help. Do not panic, but do not wait either. Take action today. If this video helped you understand what is happening, please like this video so that more people in our community can find it. Share it with a family member or friend who has a case in immigration court. Every share could make a real difference in someone's life. And if you have questions about your specific situation, drop them in the comments below. We read them, and we do our best to address common questions in future videos. Thank you for watching Immigration Radar USA. Subscribe for the latest U.S. immigration updates, because in today's environment, staying informed is not optional. It is essential. We'll see you in the next one.